Now, it is a proposal that first sparked debate last year, and now it's back in the spotlight. The Assembly and Demonstration Bill of 2024 is what the government is banking on to tighten control over public protests following weeks of the Gen Z-led demonstrations. Critics warn that the bill could make spontaneous demos a thing of the past. And TV's David Mudhoka now delves into the proposed law and tells us what the public protest regulations will entail.
After months of public anger spilling onto the streets, attention is now shifting to the legislation the state hopes will contain it.
We will have a conversation with the judiciary and all the other actors, members of parliament. I think it is time we have a law that will regulate how we carry out demonstrations in Kenya.
The Assembly and Demonstration Bill 2024 seeks to reshape how Kenyans exercise their constitutional right to protest and introduce firm legal limits.
We must protect the right of those who want to demonstrate, picket, and protest. But equally, we must also protect the right of those who don't want to participate in the demonstration. They want to go about their business. They want to go to work.
The bill requires protest organizers to give between 3 to 14 days notice. And given notice isn't enough, you must include specific detailed information. Clause 5.3 lists what organizers must submit in writing, including their full name and address, the date and time of the protest, the location and route, the number of expected participants, and even the exact slogans and placards to be used. And if the protest goes ahead without notifying police, the penalties are clear. Clause 18 of the bill states, a person who fails to notify the regulating officer as required under this act commits an offence and shall be liable on conviction to a fine not exceeding 100,000 shillings or to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 12 months or to both. In simple terms, spontaneous protests would become criminal acts punishable by a fine, a year in jail, or both. Police officers, now officially referred to as regulating officers, will gain broad powers to control protests. According to Clause 7, they may, and I quote, impose such conditions and restrictions as they may deem necessary for the maintenance of public order, safety, and protection of rights. That means officers can change protest routes, limit attendance, restrict banners, or shut down a protest entirely if they believe it may disrupt public order. The threshold, perception, not proof. The bill also shifts the burden of responsibility directly onto protest organizers. Clause 10 states, and I quote, an organizer shall be personally liable for any loss or damage caused during the assembly, demonstration, or picketing. That means even if chaos is caused by infiltrators, rogue actors, or unrelated individuals, organizers still carry the legal blame. Beyond police powers, the bill also extends sweeping authority to the executive. Clause 21 states, and I quote, the Cabinet Secretary may make regulations for the better carrying out of this act. In practice, that gives the Interior Cabinet Secretary power to create new protest rules without parliamentary approval, a move that is likely to weaken oversight while at the same time centralizing control. The bill will repeal sections of the Public Order Act and set new legal ground rules for assemblies, demonstrations, and picketing. While to government, including to the bill's sponsor, Public Service Cabinet Secretary Geoffrey Ruku, it's about order. To critics, it's about control.
It is the responsibility that is on my shoulders now, and I want to assure this nation I will do the best that I can to protect everybody.
Na usije ukafikiria ya kwamba wakati Kenya inaharibika wewe utakuwa na Kenya yako ati ambayo iko sawa sawa. Kenya ikiharibika, tunaharibikwa sisi zote. Those who are agitating for anarchy, chaos, and those who are not agitating for anarchy and chaos.
Lawyer Suleiman Bashir, however, believes that the proposed law is dangerous as it risks taking the country back to the dark days. Bashir states, and I quote, "The proposed law donates a lot of powers to the police, who shall have bigger say in the exercise of our right." The lawyer adds, and I quote, "In the event this draconian law is passed by the law, it will be reversed by the High Court. It is a waste of time on the part of the legislature." End of quote. First introduced in April 2024, the bill has already sparked months of fierce debate. During public participation, civil society groups, rights agencies, and independent police watchdogs urged MPs to reject the bill, calling it unconstitutional and unnecessary. After reviewing the submissions, the National Assembly Committee on Administration and Internal Security can either drop, amend, or clear the bill for full House debate. David Muthoka, NTV, Nairobi.